Hi friends. So 1 year ago, I did something kind of crazy. I started a podcast in my 50s. Crazy, right? And I remember sitting at my kitchen counter, coffee in hand, staring at this microphone like it was some alien device and thinking, who am I to start a podcast now? I wasn't ready. I didn't really have much confidence. I had zero plan. I had a million excuses, and honestly, none of them were very good. There was just this tiny little voice inside me saying, just do it. What's the worst that could happen? No one listens. And so, you know what? I listened to that tiny voice, and there I was, awkward and nervous, clicking record for the very first time. My first episode was messy. My voice shook. I stumbled over my words, still do that. And I may have said 1,000 times, maybe more. And you know what? It didn't matter because that little leap, terrified, messy, imperfect, was the start of something magical. I think about that first recording a lot because it taught me something. Beginnings don't have to be perfect. In fact, if they are perfect, you might be waiting forever to start. And let's be honest, starting in midlife can feel scary. So there's so much pressure. What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if I look foolish? But here's the thing. You will feel a little foolish and you will mess up. And that's where the magic lives. So fast forward a year, this Stage of Life podcast has become more than just a podcast. It's a little world of connection, laughter, lessons, and honesty. I've shared my own stumbles and stories, and in return, I've connected with some incredible women who are daring to start something new, even when it's scary. I've learned a lot this year. I've learned that fear is loud, but it's not unstoppable. You can feel afraid and take action anyway. Perfection? Perfection is overrated. Messy beginnings are where the real magic happens. And the best surprises often come from the smallest leap. There were mornings that I wanted to quit. I didn't want to record. There were episodes I listened to later and cringed. But every time I showed up, even imperfectly, I discovered something new, not just about podcasting, but about courage, life, and the fact that it's never too late to start again. Some of the most powerful moments over this past year didn't come from perfectly scripted episodes or polished deliveries. Nope, they came when I stumbled over my words, laughed mid-sentence, or admitted I didn't have all the answers. And the messages that I've received in response, they reminded me why imperfection resonates. One woman wrote to me and said, hearing you fumble made me feel like I could try again too. That hit me hard because that's exactly the point. We spend so much of our lives trying to get it right, trying to look like we've got it all figured out, but really, it's the messy, human, imperfect moments, the ones that make us stumble, laugh, and sometimes even cry. Those, they connect us. And that's why I love doing this podcast. I love my podcast because it's not about having the answers. It's about showing up, stumbling anyway, and creating a space where others feel safe to do the same. Where imperfection isn't a flaw, it's the doorway to courage, connection, and a little bit of magic. So here we are, 1 year later, and I'm celebrating the messy magic of beginning before you're ready. 1 year of showing up, jumping anyway, and discovering that beginnings, though messy, can be breathtakingly beautiful. I have laughed, I have cried, I have stumbled, and through it all, I have learned it's never too late to start. Your story isn't over. And the next chapter, it's waiting for you. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. If fear is whispering in your ear, lean into it. That little flutter, that's your next chapter calling. So start messy, start small, start anyway. You don't need the perfect plan or perfect timing, just a willing heart. Your next chapter is waiting. No matter your age, stage, or what's behind you, the story isn't over. That jump could be your most beautiful chapter yet. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a podcast. It could be a blog, a painting, a business idea, or even just the courage to speak your truth at work or at home. That first step, the scary, messy, imperfect leap, is where the magic begins. So pour yourself a cup of coffee, sit down, take a deep breath, and consider this your invitation. Start that thing. Write that chapter. Take that leap. And if you want a little company along the way, come listen to the podcast and come listen to the current episode celebrating this first year of this stage of life, the messy magic of beginning before you're ready. And tell me in the comments, what's one thing you've been scared to start? Let's cheer each other on, because messy beginnings, they're where the magic lives.